Alright, this is match number 29 of Team Battle Deluxe, and it's the second last match. My name is Hightech, and Ina is going to join me in a couple of minutes, I hope. And we do have a nice map with Twilight Ruins, of course not the stupid Blizzard, the stupid new Blizzard LV version. With swapped merc cams and shops, I think it is. Yeah, I think that's swapped. They're swapped. But the nice old map, and we have very even spawns, very fair spawns here. 2 in the north, 2 in the south. Very rare to see that, thinking about it. Most of the time we have like at least one player surrounded, or we do have like a strange split on one side. So very interesting here. And yeah, of course no zoom yet, as we couldn't implement it into the map files yet, as we have them on V3 Champions. So it's a bit tricky, because I mean you can just copy paste the trigger, but there are some, yeah, you want to make it cheat proof, and yeah, we haven't found the perfect solution yet, but we will, I guess. So, one human player here, Archmage. I like to see that. Mass TP, like we saw it again, I think 5 matches ago. It was on Neon City, where EP, I think 2 matches with EP, where he utilized Mass TP really well, and just the most fun thing to watch. If a player is willing to go Mass TP tanks late game. Next to him here, One Night Elf with late altar build, and interesting. He goes for instant Tree of Life here, so not the Ancient of War creep that I'm usually going for, but the quicker Tree of Life, which probably requires him to pick a Tinker, I guess. Just because of the factory, because it's a bit more easy to keep on creeping than without archers. Archer lost here 2 creeps by blue. Interesting. Ooh, and TL trying to steal it, not getting the kill. Is he? He tried it, but failed. And yeah, that's something I only realized recently, is because I mean, we don't see that many players going for these early turtles anymore on a map like Twilight Ruins. That with some of the later patches, some of the more recent patches, that they swapped. I thought it would only affect some of the merc camps on a map like Market, where all orcs were a bit angry at Blizzard for not having their early assassin any longer, but I didn't realize that also turtles will be affected here. So there's no early turtle any longer that you can get here, and that turtle was a very nice blocking unit here. And now you only have this healing Murgle, which I'm not sure if it's really worth 200 gold. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. So Tinker here by pink as expected, and he's instantly going for the second Tree of Life, so very interesting. Not that often that we see that, and I personally don't like it too much, simply because I think it's a bit tedious to creep with just your first hero, and it's just not as fun to creep with just a factory. Like, it's much better with the 2 to 3 archers. But you get a nice quick gold advantage here, especially on this old map, on this old Twilight version, where you can creep it very quickly with just your Tree of Life and the Tinker. It's a bit more difficult on the new one, where you have the stronger natural creep camp. And for all the viewers who haven't followed this event, so it's an event with 4 teams, I think 6 players each or 7 players each, and they play with, or we play with shared accounts. In the past we had like, it was easier on one hand to just create new Smurf accounts for these events in order for players to play anonymously, but obviously that's not possible any longer, so we created shared accounts for these Team Battle, Deluxe and Royale Cups, where we want players to play anonymously, and it might not be like the best if you like, I mean, on one hand it's still fun to watch if you don't know the players and can guess them. So yeah, I personally think it's still it's as fun to watch it with anonymous accounts, but some viewers said it may not be. It's a bit awkward since you don't know who's playing, but I mean, eventually it should, like, we do what's best for the playing experience, and yeah, over the past few years it just proved that anonymous accounts are like better for the games, because like people can take out their foods with other players. They're straight up against just a race, and I mean, some players you will recognize by their playstyle pretty quickly, but others are a bit more flexible and difficult to identify. So we have one Demon Hunter, Naga, and probably Priestess of the Moon, 3rd Night Elf here. Ooh, almost losing the Hermit here. Then on the right we have a DH Panda combo, and yeah, I like that he's going for this camp early. Really allows you to get your 3rd expo up ASAP if you don't lose the Panda, but he doesn't. And Legion Doomhorn, arguably the best aura for a Night Elf. Unless you have, I mean, of course, Katga's pipe is amazing for the Panda, but like with Demon Hunter, it's not as efficient. Oh, no! Yeah.
Players' forces are under attack.
Will we see a second deceased Panda here? I'm not sure if he will be able to finish this easily. Could get close. I guess he's fine. Yeah, okay, he's fine. I mean, he may need to spend one more breath here. Yeah, that was pretty close. Stole some experience with the keeper. Would have liked to see him getting more experience here on the Panda. And early mid creep by the blue player.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ooh, early Blizzard. I like that. And he found the cut gas pipe, of course. Worst item he could have found with the brilliance on his Archmage. And it's always a question whether you go for these outside orange spots first if you're already close to them, or if you go back to the center for these creeps here. I personally prefer the outside, just because you deal with, I mean, if you're not undead, you deal with these coils here, with these coil creeps, and usually it's easier to have a streamlined creep route if you stick to the outside first and then you like go back. Or I mean, at first you go inside, you get your shredder, and then you go outside and stick to the outside without running across the map very often, ideally. Ancient Jungle for blue. Very, very nice. I guess especially for this hero composition, I'm not sure, man. Guess might be. I wonder what's better. Is it Ancient Django or is it Unholy Aura? Yeah, I guess it's yeah, I guess it's Ancient Django for an army with a lot of units, for at least.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, he wants to fight the human, of course. Best hero composition for elf against human. So he's immediately pushing to 80. Chimera Roost ready. Should repair the shredder, I guess.
A player's forces are under attack.
And 1/1 upgrades here. Interestingly, he's going for this expo. I think I would have dived here simply because these arcane towers are far away. So I think it's more useful to go for find the shredder potentially, because at this point human is still very weak on lumber usually, and also yeah, maybe kill some of the farms, because still, I mean, human 100 supply are still very, very powerful, so that's what you want to prevent. I mean, if you attack first as elf with these heroes and chimeras, you want to move quickly before the human can build up a big army, and the easiest way to block a human at this stage is lumber, economy, and farms, obviously. So that's what you want to do. But and he's fine. He's ignoring the main base at all. He's going for this expo, and yeah.
Town is under siege.
Human out of lumber. His shredder micro is not really good. His shredder is find the back, and
A player's forces are under attack.
yeah, the shredder has a very, very long way to the trees. Yeah, this is not a good fight. Not a good fight for yellow. Not a fight. I mean, If I was him, I wouldn't even try, because he had some gyros, like way too few gyros only, and now like he lost these gyros, he lost the hero, so now it's over. I think his only chance was to cancel this and then try to get enough units out, enough gyros, and yeah, now it's over. I think he had a chance with 4k gold. Now he has a lumber, so he could have gotten enough units, I guess. That's the advantage usually if you're getting attacked at your expo, and the expos are located to the not to the side of your enemy, but in this case to this side here. It's usually pretty easy to take them back if you win one fight convincingly. So I would have liked to see him going up to 100 here and then attack instead of losing heroes. Ooh, and first fight here in the south. Looking pretty neat for blue, I guess. Despite losing some archers. Yeah. Level 5 for both Demon Hunters, and Demon Hunter Panda Keeper is, in my eyes, very difficult to play against this. I mean, I don't like that hero combo anyways, but especially against this hero combo that's also Demon Hunter, but then full scale damage. It's tricky. And for some reason, Teal is almost out of... Oh, wow! Why did he do that? And why did he invest into 5 Ancient of 5 Ancient Protectors? It's crazy. It's a lot of gold invested into APs that you would normally want to have for your first engagement. But yeah, if yellow dies, then it's still... If yellow dies, then it's still yeah, all fine for teal, of course, in this situation. This is a nice experience boost here for pink. Yeah, no chance. Human really needs 100 supply against this if Panda is on level 2 only. So, fight here at the bottom, let's see. I'm surprised that Teal is moving out of his main base. And yeah, he's surrounding the Demon Hunter. I still don't get why it's always the focus on the Demon Hunter. I mean, just ignore the Demon Hunter. That's... Demon Hunter is... Just, like, if you focus the Demon Hunter, it takes forever. And you don't force blue back in this case, but you just force the Demon Hunter to be staffed and then heal and staff back in. So you really want to focus Naga, like Talon's Naga and Priestess. That's what you want to focus, and just ignore the Demon Hunter, maybe disable him just to prevent the damage, but that's it. Like that's all you want to do in this scenario here. But it's, I mean, it's tempting to just focus the mass DPS, mass damage dealer at the front, but it's just the biggest mistake you can make here.
Player's forces are under attack.
Will the Archmage survive? 1 HP. He's turning around. And he's out. yeah, not much to gain for him.
Player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege. Under siege.
Yeah, it's to since I mean, I was about to say game might be slowing down now, but it's not. Blue is trying to take another expo here from Pink, and yeah, someone was asking in the Twitch chat, I Poop in the Burrow was asking whether we will see 12-player FFAs at some point. And we definitely, I mean, it's not the most active time for FFA, but we played some very, very cool in-house 12-way games, but mostly for fun, because you rarely get 12 players to play. And like even at 24-player FFAs, once Blizzard allowed or enabled 24-player lobbies, but I think 12 players, like at least for my taste, is the absolute maximum, because it just gets too big at some point. You like games take way too long with 24 players, and even with 12 it can be quite exhausting. And it's just, I mean, part of FFA is, or part of the fun is that you, like if you're getting good, that you have some sort of idea what's happening out on the map and how much gold or what players do, and you just totally lose that kind of, I mean, at least with good players, it's just impossible to keep track of everything, and it just, like, in my eyes, it's much more fun to play 2 8-ways, which already is a lot of chaos and fun, than 1 12-way. But that's just my opinion. So. I don't like it too much. I mean, 12 ways can be fun, but yeah. And usually we do have 4-way games, because that's the most, or in leagues at least, that's the most, the highest number of players that you can usually get into the game. Or I mean, you would need, if it's a team league, you would need more than 4 teams, or you would need 8 teams if you want to play 8-way with 8 different parties. And let's focus on the fight here. Only 75 supply left for Pink, 62 for Blue, but it's still looking good for Blue here. I was expecting him to lose some more archers here, but despite standing here, it was a very good fight for Blue. No, what I was about to say, that if you have these normal FML seasons, then of course it's only 4-way games normally, because you need to schedule games with, or scheduling games with 4 players is already very difficult to find a date and time where all 4 players are available, and just exhausting with 8 players. And 6-player games are not, like, I don't like 6 ways too much, because it's, I feel 6-way games are often turning into free wins, because it's, I mean, in 8-way I think it usually more balanced. So in 6-way, very often it's just like it's 3 1-on-1s, and it turns into a 3-way pretty quickly, and often before the other two players can realize one player had already such an advantage, they can finish the game quickly. So where do we stand here? We do have blue with 7k 654 levels. We do have pink with almost 10k and almost 6 Tinker 55. So very nice levels for him. And weakest levels here for teal with 543, but yeah, he has access to a lot of gold here. It's an early 3-way, and he's probably seen as the weakest player, which can be an advantage in this kind of situation.
Under siege.
Ooh, we might have a big engagement here.
A player's forces are under attack.
Immediate TP by teal, and blue is just hanging around. Interesting decision by pink to go 100 here. He's mining on 5 mines, so being on 100 is very, very costly for him. I mean, okay, he's not mining his main, but still 4 mines. It's so costly to be on 100. So in this situation, unless you're forced to be on 100 because you need to survive, or you see a chance or a window to finish the game, I think 80 might be better. Might be the better option here. But we'll see. I mean, he might get teamed anyways.
A player's force
and big fight coming out here. And not many units in the air for teal, so surely not an air battle he can win against 100 supply. So his MGs may survive, but that's not a good fight for teal. He's dropping to 50 here. Might be his goal, or might have been his goal in the first place, but and he was attacked, so I guess to beat, but oh, that was very close here. So is blue going to attack here? Of course he is. And yeah, pink needs to TP out. There's no way he can win the fight. Could have killed the bear. Maybe didn't see it.
forces are under attack.
Fair Teal dropped to 50, and this is, I mean, this is perfect for him here. Yeah, I mean, ideally he would have gotten a bit more XP from that fight, but now he's on 50 and he can hoard while pink and blue are taking fights. So, quite nice for him. Yeah, and pink is not winning any of these fights. With 10k gold you just need, I mean, he has only one shop only, so I would like to see him getting a second shop, and you need to, whatever it costs, just anti-magic potion and mana potion on your panda whenever you get back into your base. That's all. Like on your panda and on your tinker, I guess a mana potion is not too bad either, and maybe some healing or invul pots on your keeper, but you just can't fight against the Demon Hunter level 6 without that. You instantly lose all your stuff. And maybe a Dryad would be good for Dispel, but maybe that's too much to ask. Well, you see here, he's not... yeah. The Panda is not getting shit done. 315 mana only. Keeper getting staffed. This is a better fight now for him. And Demon Hunter a bit AFK here. He was not burning the Panda in time, so... strange fight by blue, who microed much better in the fights before. Ooh, staff still on cooldown, but this one isn't. Yeah, needs to TP out now. So, was a good fight for pink after all. And he almost dropped to 50 supply, so this is good. $11k gold for teal, 16k for blue, 11k or 11.5k for pink, so very even. Bit more gold for blue. Slightly worse levels for him here compared to pink. But on a map with marketplaces as Twilight, it's just so annoying to face Demon Hunter and Naga Priestess, because the Demon Hunter will always be stacked at some point.
A player's forces are under attack.
$51 supply for teal. Should drop back to 50. Okay, now he does. He does. Ah, he's showing his 50 supply. Blue knows anyway, but still, I think it would have been nice for him to not show his army. So very nice by him to buy all these parryups on the keeper, but we still saw him melting in the focus fire. So yeah, got the invul now on the Panda and on the Tinker. I think one invul on the keeper would be nice. Second TP also. Only one TP is so dangerous. So I like the parryups. I like the only double staff, so I would prefer double TP, triple staff, invul on the keeper, and maybe get anti-magic potion, mana potion on the Panda. I find more valuable even than like Warsaw Battle Drums, and even Legion Doomhorn I would keep, but I would definitely sell the Warsaw Battle Drums if that's the only way for me to get a mana potion on that Panda. And also I'm usually selling orbs because I just don't have slots left. Like, I realize how good they stack, but yeah, I feel before the late game, before you go into Hero Arena, where these ops can be much more useful. I think in these early fights where you have AoE, it's much more important for Elf with Tinker Panda to keep your heroes alive and to get more AoE damage done. Because if you use your spells single fire damage, it's not going to matter that much anyway. Especially not if you're up against big air armies or like big archer armies. You're not. I mean, how many units are you going to hit with your heroes anyway? If the Tinker is using rockets half of the time, Panda is trying to get away from the mana burn in order to keep his mana. So you're not going to hit much. So now everyone's hoarding. So let's see how well they can balance. For the new players or for the new viewers who haven't followed FFA too much. So in FFA, it's like unlike most ladder matches, or at least most league matches feel a bit more structured, simply because everyone understands that you can't, even if you're the strongest player, you usually can't finish a game straight up against two other players. So you usually try to balance the game in a way where you keep an advantage or where you get an advantage at some point. And in a situation like this where one player left early, there's still so much gold out on the map, and you realize if you don't get like your third of these gold mines, you're not trading well against the other two players. Because if blue would have just continued to fight here with pink, it would have just given a lot more space and time to Teal to hoard here on the right side. So it's better for all three players in this situation to just sit on 50 supply, because of course that's the most you can get out of your mines. And if you're confident that you can use your gold later and that you can micro and fight well. So of course in this situation, if like the only situation where one player would not hoard here is if he would see a chance, like if pink would see a chance to finish the game by finishing Teal, which at this point he can't. Like, it's 20k gold, of course. Like, Teal won't die quickly. That will be the only situation where you would usually pump up to 100 and then try to attack. But then apart from that, if you're not short on time, there's usually no reason to pump back up to 80 or 100 non-stop. And I mean, arguably it's like some people may say, okay, watching this can be a bit boring for some minutes, and it would be nicer to see some continuous fighting. But from my experience, it results in quicker games, or in less sitting later if all mines are dry, because there's no more back and forth or tactical stuff about the mines, and all gold is gone, so no reason for players to drop back to 50 later. But if everyone was just continuing to fight on 80, while there would be less gold overall because of the upkeep, I think it's better this way if all mines are dry, and then everyone's continuing to clash on 100 supply, and no one has to stay on 80 because of the mines. I mean, 100 supply fights are just most fun, and yeah, even like we do see pink on 22k gold here, we do see 28k for blue and 20k for Teal, so that's a lot of gold. But unlike in one-on-one in FFA, where you have a lot of these big fights, you can go through, like, you can get rid of 20k gold very, very quickly if you want. So yeah, one army of full air Chimera army can like, easily cost over 5k. So yeah. Like with full hippos. I mean, how much does it cost? 200 for a hippo, 5, it's 15. Yeah, so it's a lot of gold. Interesting by Pink to go up to 100 before mining out. You guys 50, while he was on 54, 15 minutes. Nice try.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, everyone was 50 and now everyone's over 50. That's true. Nah, not the best army to fight here for Pink. Yeah. Quite annoying to face MGs and Dryads with full Chimera army, so let's see. He has an MG himself. And yeah, he does the right thing, immediately going for Talons, and the Keeper was a very quick kill. Should consider to pull back the Chimeras now. Ooh, and he's losing quite a lot. Level 6 DH. Interesting. He's dropping back to 50, so I guess that's okay, but yeah, still some gold left here. Yeah, until drop back to 50. Need to get rid of some units here when he wants to stay there. Stay in 50, but I'm not sure if it's worth it for one mine. No, okay. It's not. Very surprised to see two players so heavy on Dryads. And now hippos are just useless here, so it's not an army he wants to fight. really bad fight for pink, I guess. Too many Dryades. Yeah. That's how you tome. That's how you tome an elf.
A player's forces are under attack.
Basically. 20k gold. Damn. If someone doesn't write he's dead, but he's dead basically.
Hello, good evening.
Hello? Hello?
Just in time and on point, right?
Yes. As
I'm
always.
sorry.
As
I'm
always.
sorry, I was busy. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm used to it.
That's the Christmas love.
Yeah, merry after Christmas.
Very after Christmas. So we see we have gotten a lot of gifts here. Every hero has good items. A lot of gold. Blue around 30,000. Pink around 18,000 and teal on 20k thousand.
Yeah, so will be interesting here to see
A player's
how they, yeah. I mean, 2 players on Dryads is always like the worst nightmare for the mass Chimera player here, Pink. But I mean, there's no need for him anymore to lose fights. Lose fights just to drop back to 50, so I guess he could just... And he has these levels, I guess he could just stop fighting and go for buildings now. I guess that's what I would do if I was up against 2 players with mass Dryads. So we'll see.
Well, it's surprising how many Night Elves are playing this season, right?
Yeah, I mean the Night Elf players, or the most active players are Night Elf, right? So, and Teal was random, if I remember correctly.
I have a big fight here. Pink against Blue. In the
Yeah.
middle. And it feels like Blue is losing some battles, but also you don't notice how much Blue actually kills with his army, because it's such a silent killing, right? It's just a few arrows.
Yeah.
Look at this, wow, so much damage.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why Pink is taking these fights. Like, you don't want to feed these blue heroes, and you just can't win this. Like, you can't win it. You maybe can with the Panda ultimate. Like, that's the only way you really kill a lot of Dryads and get experience, but he doesn't need the experience, and as we saw, I mean, Chimeras are just a lot of experience here. And now Teal backstabbing, so this is probably going to be some peace for Pink.
But isn't it a possibility that one of those players, bless you, goes for mass fairy dragons? It would be a reaction, right?
I mean, I would definitely go for mass fairy dragons, but still, like, if once you face, like, before you face Demon Hunter 6, it's great. Like, I think it's the best thing you can do if you're elf against it. But once Demon Hunter gets to 6, like, if he has the Metamorphosis activated, you can win with Fairy Dragons, so I just think it's too late for that. So with Tinker 6, like, you want to go for buildings. That's what makes him strong, and yeah. So
Okay, so that's why he goes for Chimera.
yeah, I mean, Chimeras are still good. I mean, because of course they are good to siege some buildings too, but I just don't think it's wise to use them for fighting at this point.
It's hard to play against a Trunks-style player who has constant vision through the owls, Priestess of the Moon owls.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because you want to go for buildings, but you can't because you get scouted all the time.
yeah. I mean, backstabbing is your best chance to kill a lot of buildings. I guess you can always hope to... I mean, you can always try to sneak around, and I usually like to have, like, if I was pink, I would have a hippo here, I guess, just to see, because that's usually the area where, in this case, blue is waiting, so you kind of see where he is, and it's difficult for him to always be where you are, and you can always hope for teal to attack him, but yeah, it's definitely not easy, and yeah, we see him staying on 50 now, and just... yeah, I guess just wait and see before wasting another army.
Yep.
A town is under siege.
And ooh, 86 supply for blue. So this is a very powerful and big army. And Priestess has no anti-magic potion yet, but she's getting closer to 6. So could see a starfall here in the next engagement.
Well, if the keeper gets mana burned well, then should be fine. No metamorphosis for the DH, who has plus 47 damage. Imagine him on metamorphosis with the bottom aura. That should be fun.
Yeah, so stacked. Like
Starting.
both demon hunters are so stacked, and yeah, a good decision to immediately TP out. There's only 1k gold left in this mine, 6k in the top one, but
it feels like teal is just going to lose now, and pink for whatever reason doesn't have 100 supply. He's angry at this and goes for that instead of scouting the map.
But he's also I agree, he's not scouting well. I would like to see him scouting this, but he's mining out his main and also this on 50s, so I think it's not a bad call to stay on 50 here. But of course you want to scout just to be prepared. Like if blue would just stand in his main now, he would have serious issues, I guess.
Yeah, then all his banking wouldn't pay off. Well, good thing about chatting is once one player is really about to die, the other player will go 100. So
yeah,
it's not gonna be this kind of scenario of dump situation of 3-minute free win. But it could be. Imagine this expo goes away and then teal fights against blue here and loses.
It could happen, but with 20k you just need wisps, and he has several wisps in Zeppelin, so I mean you don't against the masked riot player. That's the downside of masked riots, right? That you don't lose your main base that quickly. Like even with Starfall, it's no comparison to Chimeras. Like Chimeras and Tinker erase your main base in like 30-45 seconds almost. And with Dryads it takes a lot longer. So
what happened to the human on the northern side? He got outrushed?
Yeah, he got attacked on quickly attacked by pink and immediately lost. Like he tried to defend with 50 supply against 80 and
Chimera?
Yeah, some chimeras, but mostly heroes, and he was just not prepared for that and then lost. So
nice. Chimera push against human. Isn't that the other way around usually? Human pushes Night Elf?
Yeah, but I would say he would have almost won without the chimeras, because it was only a few gyros, I think 3 spell breakers, and that was it. So
greedy.
Yeah, yellow had no lumber. His shredder had a long way to the trees.
I see. Yeah, bad spawn, I guess. All I wanted for Christmas was my expo at teal. You had your 4 expo and pick also. I love this way of chatting. It's so dumb. Like, look at how he uses the letters. Also, like SO, big. God, I would suicide this player just by his chat. You also thought all fight ping. Why you have bashed hero level? You have 7-6. I have 765. God, this is so dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of the bit of the useless chat. I mean, that's you don't really gain much from by this chat. Like, you don't convince anyone of anything. I don't think, and you just like it just takes time to write, and you're not. I mean, he's not winning time for anything. He's not mining, so I don't think this whatever they write here is not going to change anything. So it's quite useless.
I cancelled.
And now we have a fight here, 98 against 91 supply, and now some fairy drinks and a glaive. Interesting, we rarely see glaives at this point of the game. 2 glaives, but they are attacking the demon hunter, so...
That's good. Good for blue. Well,
yeah.
if those glaives would attack the dryads...
Yeah, I think it could be a nice fight here for him. Also the heal ward not getting cancelled, so... but yeah... He was well prepared, and I mean, he's still... look at the damage that he dealt to the Demon Hunter. Like, just ignore the Demon Hunter. I don't get it. Like, just ignore it.
Naga needs to TP.
Yeah, but he lost... Yeah, I mean, he lost... He lost 40 supply. Yeah, exactly 40 supply, and blue lost...
20.
He was on 91, so yeah, he lost 18 supply, so was a really bad fight for Teal. And he was so I think he could have won that fight if the glaives would have attacked the dryads and if he wouldn't have focused on the demon hunter.
True. The glaives have upgrades, by the way. 3-0.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, we rarely see that because usually it's still very tricky to keep them alive, but I think, I mean, it's best unit, I guess, that Elf can get against Dryads, but also dies very easily.
It's interesting to see players going for a DH Panda Keeper. It's very old school.
Yeah, I hate it. I think it's the worst from both universes, but also I'm really bad at playing it, so I don't know. I feel it's... What
I see in this combo is a tankiness in your army, and a high increase of tankiness, which comes from your front heroes.
Yeah, but you still get the same with the Alchemist, or with the Alchemist, not really. But
that's true.
If Alchemist has some rings of protection, he's also pretty tanky, and a Tinker is also super tanky. So Demon Hunter just feels, I mean, especially on maps where enemy heroes that are reliant on mana usually get pendants. Like the mana burn is not that effective anymore, and you just don't deal as much damage as like a nuke or something. So I think as Elf, it's a base race or a hero combo that is prepared for either big fights with AoE or for base race, just much better.
Yeah, I'm trying to think around it. I think. Yeah, you have a point about the tankiness of a Tinker and an Alchemist, even maybe a Pit Lord, but well, that's not matter. But a DH has this like invisible effective HP of evasion and all that.
Yeah, I
think
think
underestimated.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you play a Demon Hunter Panda, you probably need to play it with Ground Army as Teal does. So I think it might be, or it's okay as he plays it. But I'm just not a fan to go for Elf Ground unless you have like Trunk Zero combo, which is just amazingly strong and deals so much DPS, so you're always the aggressor. But apart from that, I mean, Chippo is just so strong that if you don't play this full damage hero combo, I think Chippo is just the better option because, I mean, how often do we see Elf players just having these mass dryads and still getting kited or base raced because like you're so immobile with all these dryads. Like they're kind of good because they don't die, but it takes a long time to walk across the map as we see here, and they don't deal any damage to buildings, and so I don't know, not a big fan of dryads.
Yep.
And I mean, after that one traumatizing game that I had with Tom and Rectify in 2018, I think, I will get back to that in a second. We have a fight here, 90 supply of blue against 86 of pink. And I'm not sure why pink, like what, like he has 10 supply in hippos, more 15, 20 supply in hippos. Not sure why he's even trying to fight. Now I was saying we had this three-way on Thunder Lake where everyone played, no, I played Mass Dryads and both of the other players played Dark Ranger, and I just got all my Dryads charmed over the period of like 20 minutes. I think I lost like 15 Dryads to charm. Was very painful.
Ah, Dark Ranger, huh?
Yeah, the old school Dark Ranger that no one likes to play anymore.
Oh. Well, I'm thinking, but there's like not many strengths I can see because you can dispel the silence. So
I think Dark Ranger is really outdated because too much players play damage, hero compositions. There's a new Dark Ranger item even, so if you play against good players that can dispel the silence, she feels really weak. Against undead she can be alright, but even good undeads are so quick with the dispel that yeah, as an orc maybe on some maps, but there it's better, but she dies so quickly against triple hero, so like against triple hero orc. So yeah, this was as expected, a very one-sided fight here by blue into pink main base. There's just Keeper going to die.
Keeper just died from the arrow. It went like to the other side after the step. Funny.
Yeah, so pink is... did pink use his ultimate on the panda? I mean, that's the only way you can fight this. Like the only way.
He did use the ultimate. Why can he fight like this? Because of the pulverize, or what is it?
Against the Dryads, I mean now he lost everything, so I guess he can just stay. I mean, he only has 2 heroes and 2 mountain giants. But with the panda, that's how you get experience of Dryads. Earth, Storm and Fire, you can kill at least like 3-4 Dryads, I guess.
I see. Mr. Teal doesn't agree with that situation, so he runs away. He actually wants to defend pink here. Blue notices that and TP's out.
I would like to see a good fight here between Teal and Blue, where Teal utilizes the glaives. Be interested to see how they do. Because against 4 glaives, it's really not that easy to micro against them if they are out of range.
You know, why does Teal not just make more glaives and just, while pink is busy pushing here, defending here with blue, pushes like with 8 glaives into this main base and just TP's out once blue comes back.
Glaives, glaives with 3 attack upgrades can kill that. I think can kill that Tree of Eternity before you even manage to TP. I think if 4 glaives hit and you only start to TP, let's say 2 to 3 seconds late, I think that Tree of Life is done.
Imagine it this way: you walk over with the Tree of Life, just hope that he doesn't see it on the minimap, and then you just TP on the Tree of Life and kill his Tree of Eternity, like you said.
Also an option. I mean, he's
because that's definitely not so easy to spot on the minimap compared to a big army, which is running through your main, right?
Yeah, that's true. And now we see here, that's what pink should have done all along. Just go for Moonwells, especially like Moonwells being stupidly placed in one row against Panda and Tinker. Like, this is the worst, not the worst, but the second worst Moonwell placement that you can have. This is an invitation.
This is really bad.
But there are...
to get used to build like Moonwells far apart from each other.
Yeah, he always does it though, so...
Well, you're basically revealing the player.
I'm sorry.
The rules. This is still a competition. We are still about to find out who's going to win this competition.
MMT already revealed it basically in chat, so... I think
let's be real. I think blue is Trunks, Lelu is pink, and Neutron is teal. That's mine.
Neutron, you say? Okay.
Yeah, because of the hero combo in chat. But
Yeah.
does it matter? Have I already mentioned that Team HS squad has won?
No, I think you have. I mentioned it like 20 times before you joined me.
Yeah. Well, we can still lose, right? Penalty points or whatever. But
Yeah, I guess, yeah, depending on the chat in this game and your casting, there might be an opportunity here.
yeah,
That's why I invited you.
we can still make it like a tight competition.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it depends on the penalty points. We can also make it an easy competition for the others. Tinker being forced to TP here, but he's killing 3 Moonwelts, so
He
I guess.
just runs away.
Oh, he just runs away, yeah. He doesn't have any mana, so...
Tinker without step.
Ooh, and Starfall in Pink's main base, so Pink is...
Counter base lane. That's so suicidal. They're just suiciding each other. Well, I don't think they're blue suiciding. Look at his gold hero levels. He actually does the right thing here. Because
yeah, I think it's good. I mean, at some point... Yeah,
Yeah.
especially with Pink trying to hide. I mean, he's hiding at least 6 chimeras, I guess. So, I mean, if like you need to go for the main base, if a player does that, I guess it makes sense. And it's like for us, it's great. If one player loses the main base, it's getting pretty difficult to team him. So it speeds up the game.
Yeah, he's hiding chimeras. He's hiding wisps. He's hiding hippos and chimeras. Oh my god. Let's go! Fight in blue's main base.
Yeah, not a bad fight here. We see like the damage of these glaives now going for buildings, unfortunately. And there's only one single drive, but it's a lot of damage. Ooh, Panda getting staffed out last second. Still, I mean, it's a good fight for blue.
Blue's DH is
Oh, the DH! Wow! Level up! Saving the DH.
The
But
real question is he going to drop item for Moonwell healing efficiency?
of course not.
No, no.
Too daisy.
Well, he's losing drives. Maybe that's more an issue of inefficiency here.
Yeah, but I think he's still doing well. I mean, it's not going to help him. I guess they will continue here. But it's good.
Not sure if that should be good, regarding that this is most likely my player. DH of Teal in trouble? That might be good.
Oh,
he goes for the... I like how he goes for the keeper, that was so good! He already expected the TP. And now the glaives are TPing out as well.
Yeah, that was nice. Well done here by him.
Oh, he's mining on 50 supply. That might actually be the winning bank here.
20k against 20. I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Maybe too marginal, but however, it's like 10% of the current gold, having a 10% edge. And a main base which is intact compared to a main base which is not really intact. Like, well, it is kind of, but there are some buildings missing. And then there's a guy who is butthurt, so you can calculate this as minus 5k gold because of annoyance and building lame and all that. I think Teal has a good shot here from the current situation, in a diplomatic and in a banking state. Hero level wise, however, he doesn't.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, he needs some good fights, and I mean, look at his production here. He's going for MGs, for MGs, 1 bear. I mean, it's just very difficult to get levels with that. But he has, I mean, He's almost there, I guess. Like if you have 766, I guess you're fine. But like, of course, if you continue to attack blue here, even if you team him, you're probably going to team Trunks in this case to probably to 10-10-10, and that's just devastating. So teal probably going to wait until this last mine runs dry, and that's the last mine on the map, so after that all gold is gone and they have to work with the gold that they have.
As long as teal can attack blue, which is for quite a while now, blue won't be able to get rid of pink, because blue will be busy defending against teal. So pink is the deciding element in this duo, in this 1v1 here.
Help main. So 86 supply for Trunks.
Okay, so what pink will do now, he wants to get rid of buildings.
Yeah, good call. I mean, because it's, of course, if blue manages to kill some of teal, like the more, unless teal completely dies, I mean that would be a bad outcome for pink, but I mean, I think pink knows that teal has a lot of gold still, so there's no need to act overly quickly. You can just kill some buildings, hope that they just weaken each other a bit, and still, like, way too much focus on the Demon Hunter. It's only focusing the DH.
So much damage, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, yeah, look at, I mean, okay, and it runs out. But it's, I think it's still, I mean, it's a decent fight here for teal. Oh, the DH almost... What?
Nice.
Oh, whew.
Very well predicted.
What does he... That was pretty close with the DH back in his main base here, where he lost a couple of moonwells. He's actually supply blocked on 90, which is a bad sign, because usually at this point he does not produce new moonwells quickly enough.
Yeah, that's looking...
Oh, and pink is moving the cameras before the...
1v1 wise, blue should be fine even with the lesser gold.
Yeah,
But
I think so too.
1v1.
I mean, 1-on-1 against, against pink. I think at this point he would definitely have the upper hand still, but that can change quickly. Like if blue loses another, let's say 5 to 8 buildings, I guess he becomes much weaker here, and it might be possible to just base race him. I mean,
Well,
Trunks,
I even think his 1v1 against teal would be not an issue for him. I think he would win the 1v1 against teal easily.
Yeah, against teal he would win easily. I think pink with the split units, hidden units, and Tinker would be much more of an issue. And also pink has much better levels, of course, than teal. Yeah, Tinker coming back in. Not going to deal much damage here.
A player's forces are under attack. The town is under siege.
998. And yeah, all mines are gone, so no reason anymore to stay on 80 or 50. Fair fight.
A player's forces are under attack.
Do you think it will be a good call here by blue trying to finish pink now? I think it's risky, but...
Yeah, definitely. It would be worth trying to finish, but because no matter if he does or not, what would be the difference? If he would still stick to his 1v1 against teal, pink would annoy his buildings. If he would stay in his main base, they would 2v1 him after a while. So the best shot is to just weaken pink, right? Because pink is gonna annoy you anyways.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, probably right.
Like, you need to be a diplomatic genius to get pink away from you. And I don't think there is any way to get rid of pink here. I don't see it. Like, how? I don't know.
Ooh, and Demon Hunter here without a TP. Yeah, but Panda, I mean, he...
didn't surround well. Yeah, another mana burn on the Panda. He can TP out. Doesn't he have Staff of Tele?
Needs to be. Yeah, he has, but he... Ooh! That was close.
Oh my god! Better for blue, however. Because blue can heal up and come back, while pink has trouble healing up.
Can use a wisp to repair, so I guess he's fine, but he still needs to run and loses another 2 buildings here, which is quite painful. He's not... He has only 4 buildings left, which is not that much against Owl.
Now teal has seen where the position of blue is. The logical reaction would be Chippo attack on his main. Teal, be logical, please.
Yeah, I'm not sure how well he scouted pink, like how well he... Like,
well, he just lost a wisp.
The town is under siege.
The diplomatic situation is obvious. It's a 2v1 against blue. So
yeah,
by
for
that
sure.
logic, any occasion or any possibility of weakening blue needs to be taken by both players.
Yeah, I would like to, for teal, I would like to say something first though, just to make sure that like it makes it much more difficult for blue to piece with pink. If you're teal and if you're telling pink that you're going to help, then there's much less of a reason for pink to piece with blue and attack you right after. Because of course at some point blue's main base will become too weak for them to continue, but we'll see. I mean, another Moonwell dying and...
Oh! No!
Oh,
that's not what you wanted. But now he needs to go for the Tinker.
And the Panda might die. The Panda might die here. Oh,
No.
I was about to say. Yeah, but...
The Cyclone just didn't do what it was supposed to do. Okay, from the other side there's coming an attack. Oh, roared chimeras and roared hippogriffs.
Honestly, I'm not sure if we can win that fight against all these hippo riders and unmounted archers. We'll see.
Needs to unmount, unmount!
And the Starfall way too passively, like too easy to pull back.
However, it's defending his main now.
Yeah, but only for some seconds. Like, it's not going to save you any time here. And you're even wasting your own metamorphosis on top, like the time of that, so...
He's dropping the archers now. Now the DPS is higher. Especially the Panda without mana. Having all those archers.
Yeah, no chance here. That was a pretty good fight for blue. He didn't lose a lot.
Actually, supply-wise, it's quite equal to be honest, and Teal is the one reproducing.
Yeah, but
so
blue was not 100 supply, was he?
he was on 90.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was on less.
Yep. So, actually, that was quite equal. And as I said, Teal has mined 3k gold here. And regarding the gold difference, it's 3k.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure. I mean, it's always hard to say, right? Because eventually, you never know when a player gets down to lower gold counts. You never know what would have happened if he had not had that gold. So, he probably, like, sometimes you burned through 5k gold just by taking stupid fights, and you wouldn't have taken these fights if you have not had 5k gold to spare. So, not sure, but. We'll see here. So pink is moving. He's staffing the. Why is he staffing the panda? Is it a misclick? Just staffed the panda for no reason. Now he's staffing back and using the cooldown of the staff, walking into blue.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, I think Teal is at risk of playing this too passively here. Maybe at some point, if he only sits, then he will probably get attacked by both enemies.
The Wisp survives. Teal, yeah, fully. Like, that's the issue since over 10 minutes. Teal just stays, and there's no reason to stay. Because the game is dynamic, so make yourself useful in this dynamic situation. Or do something that's useful for your purpose. Because diplomatically, he's fine. There's nobody against him except blue. And blue is busy killing pink, so that's the point where you can shine.
Yeah, also, I mean, there's no reason to be afraid, right? Like, if they want to peace at some point and team you for a while, then it happens anyways. But this is probably your best chance to kill some buildings or to...
burn gold.
Yeah, and he's going for so many mountain giants. Really surprised by that, because I think at this point, I think just Soul Chippo, if you're not up against Alchemist, Dark Ranger, is superior here. Because mountain giants, I mean, maybe because he wants to go for buildings, but mountain giants just don't do much in these fights.
Forces are under attack.
What kind of tornado was that? Strange.
It makes no sense.
A nice
Oh,
attack.
it makes the hippos slower when they dive in.
Yeah, but is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not bad. The DPS
all the focus.
and yeah,
Mana burn. Okay, cycle.
level 10 on the DH and Panda full mana. He's not using the Panda, so
yeah, he was cycloned all the time.
yeah, but he could have used one more breath. I'm not sure if I'd changed anything, but yeah, in this situation, it's I don't know. I mean, just tricky if you mix in mountain giants, and he also has the glaive thrower still, so he has a lot of supply that is not really dealing damage to all these hippogriff riders. So you kind of need 100 supply of Chippo, unless you have like another AoE hero like Tinker or something first, or Alchemist for acid bomb. But if you have a DH despite splash damage with the ultimate, it just seems as if you can't win this against so many hippogriff riders that unmount. Yeah. Now he's getting more hippos, but it might be too late.
Both players on kind of 80 supply. So funny how even they are, but gold-wise they are. It's on the... Yeah, you can already see by the gold count 8,000 against 6.5k. So efficiency-wise, while blue is spending 100%, teal is spending 150% of that gold in order to have an equal expenditure on your army. So you can already see that blue is more efficient.
Currently, yes, but also for some time, blue had by far the most gold. Blue had, I think, was at some point up to 28k gold. So I think it burned a lot of gold too.
It did, but I don't think it was mainly the fights. It was more the laming and the 2v1.
Maybe, yeah. Because I think overall they, I don't know who might. I mean, teal probably might most, but not by much.
Level 10 DH. Naga level 10 soon. Bottom level 9.
Yeah, and stacked. So crazy how he can go without invul with a mana shield and with the staffs. It's, I mean, not a single invul or health potion. It's crazy.
Pink still has an army and has 8k gold.
Yeah.
9k gold. And Chippos are going behind his main.
Yeah, it's a good call, I guess. I mean, they're least likely to be scouted there. But it's a risk if you don't have hippos close to them. If once he scouts them, they are instantly dead to all these hippos. So it's a bit of a risky move, I think. Like, there's so many hippos that you can't save a single one of these chimeras if they find them.
Well, if he would make that call, that would be game genius. If like one owl flies over here now.
I mean, teal could scout them too. I mean, you're usually, like, maybe not with owls because they don't last that long, but if you, I mean, I guess they do, right? He has level 9 priestess, so I mean, level 2 owl should last for an entire round, like across the map to scout all corners. And finally teal is back to 100 supply, so let's see if he uses them more wisely now. And Gaskan is writing in chat that he's drinking to you, Ina.
Oh, thank you, Gaskan. That's cute. Thank you very much. You're so lovely.
I like that Trunks is playing this aggressively. I want to see like base race, a close game now, and not like a stupid free win, so it's probably the best way to get there.
Yeah, you can say a lot about Trunks, but you can at least say that he's rather a player who makes games shorter than longer.
It depends on the game, right? I mean, sometimes it's not his choice, but still, like, I think he uses a lot of mana that he doesn't need to. I love his, like, flaming. Like, his last game was pretty annoying. Where he just spammed his help. Like, whenever he was touched, he spammed help. And also the second last on Neon City, where he was, like, every time he got attacked, he was writing that he's dead. And I don't think he needs that. I mean, I guess it's not a disadvantage for him, but also it's not, like, I never trust Trunks any, like, he's a tricky player to play against, not only because he's strong, but also late game, because you know, if you have played against him for a while, you know, as long as he has Moonwells and a bit of gold, he's still very, very powerful. So Trunks with 10 Moonwells late game, if you don't have shit, is almost unbeatable. So it's very difficult to team him to a point where he's still, like, where he's not dead. So I think sometimes it would be better for him to to use his mana more wisely and ask for help if he really needs help, because like he doesn't get much help anymore in some situations where I think he would if he wouldn't mana that much.
I get your point. I don't know if your point is correct, but I understand it.
I mean, maybe because I like to balance, and I try to always see how strong players are in a game, but I don't know. I mean, he also got over-teamed pretty often in the past because he was so dominating. So I don't know. I mean, it's his call anyway, so. And we see here, I mean, he's playing it well, and he improved in many regards. And there's only so much you can do at some point if you're playing against pretty passive players. You're not going to win this on your own in this situation, so you need to weaken both players equally, and it's just not easy.
Yep. Well, we will see. For the league itself, it has not high impact. I think it would be good for his statistics because he had a good run this league. I think he has over 50% win rate currently. I think, and it would be good for him to compete with players like Q West or Leluaami, because those have pretty many wins this season. But apart from that, the season is already decided, so
yeah,
he
that's
can play
true.
pretty freely and see
That's
this
true.
as an in-house game.
So let's see, is Pink actually going to attack with Teal now? I mean, there's no real need to do that, I guess, but yeah, let's see. At least all these Moonwells are now placed much better against AoE. Going to die anyway. Yeah, and he's not even trying to defend this. Let's see, I mean, yeah, now is the time where he needs to maybe spend some seconds to save wisps. He only has one wisp here, but that's, I think, the only wisp that he has outside of his main base, so yeah, the March of the Ancients. Supply blocked on 20. So let's see, I mean, what's Pink going to do here? Is Pink going to continue? I guess he needs to stop rather soon here.
Sorry, I'm in the kitchen. Who is losing his main?
Blue, of course, Trunks.
I see.
But yeah, he lost his entire main base, has just one wisp outside his main base and a few ancients here. So yeah, so Pink is... and interestingly, he asks Teal for peace instead of Pink. Interesting, okay. Because Pink should consider to attack Teal at some point if he wants to win this. I don't think... Yeah, let's see.
This is so funny. So Pink Chimeras did the job, right?
Town is under siege.
So funny. By the way, I'm using my new headsets, so
yeah, it's good. Good investment, as it seems.
Could be better. I think the audio quality used to be better, but at least you're not hearing so many background noises anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I don't get... I mean, at this point, I mean, there's only one option here for Pink and Blue, and they need to peace and weaken Teal, because Teal was not really attacked once in the last 20 minutes, and he has most buildings by far, and I don't know, I used to say if only one player has a main base and two have no main base, then should be an easy call who to team next.
Well, there are rules of the butthurtness. Those rules sometimes are the more important rules than the rules of logic.
Let's see, I mean, this could be an interesting fight here, 90 supply against 100 supply, but whatever dies here of these 90 supply is not going to come back. Starfall again a bit too passively, but still not a bad fight for Blue. Instant Why is Teal not TPing out? Is he hoping to win this? I mean, he only lost 8 supply to this point, I guess. Yeah. Oh, and Pink might... Okay, they piece. Interesting.
A player's forces are under attack.
That chat.
I want peace. Yeah, good call by Pink. I think that's, like, for us, that will be best now. They need to weaken Teal in order not for this not to become a free win.
I don't even know why I didn't play this map.
I mean, I think it's still the most, with Market Square, it's the most, Market Square, it's the more, Market Square? Yeah, Market Square.
Market Square.
MS, yeah. It's the most, two most classy FFA maps still, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Town is under siege.
And I have some experience on that map. I think it's decent for Orc.
Yeah.
Market. You have Shredder. You have many gold plates.
Might be,
Long distance.
yeah. I think the old map, the old version, this one might be the probably one of the better Orc maps, I guess. Because you have everything that you need, and it's not that easy to hide. Like if you build the main base well, it's not that easy to get sieged from over water. Like of course it is, but from the outside, but it's not that easy to hide above trees here. So I think there are far worse maps for Orc.
True. You need to speak about that more, because people need to understand, like, there's a seeding system behind, not a system, but there are seedings behind what people, what players are actually on the map right now.
I think for
Like
most teams it's just which player is available.
Yeah, I understand.
Town is under
But in an ideal world where everybody would be available,
Sure.
in that very
Yeah.
world, you would make yourself, like, you need to make yourself aware of where you should put your orcs, where you should put your specific human players, specific
Yeah.
undead players, specific night elf players. There are some night elves that play one way, there are some night elf players that play another way. And if you're aware of what your strengths and weaknesses are of your players, and that also contains the race they are playing,
Yeah.
that has a consequence on your seeding. So
Yeah, I mean for Orc I guess it's pretty easy, right? Like a map without Shredder is usually a really bad map for Orc, unless it's death rows. In that case, I guess it depends on the player, or on, like, I guess there are some players who hate it and some who love it.
Yeah, true.
For Elf, it strongly depends on the, like, if you have an elf like Trunks who plays very aggressive Demon Hunter first playstyle, small maps can be very nice. But for most elves, it's like the bigger the map, the better it usually is. And
Yeah.
for
people,
yeah,
yeah, but people underestimate it. Because people always say, like, Orc is so lumber dependent. Surely Orc is, but it also depends on how you play Orc. And then there are other races which, if you don't have a Shredder, they have disadvantages as well.
yeah,
Going
I
for
mean,
Chimpo is expensive on lumber.
yeah, I mean, I guess, but you can't make it work on any bigger map usually. And I mean, human, like, it's with humans, it's interesting because human also pretty lumber dependent early, but like human can make it work without a Shredder on many maps. But still, of course, human very vulnerable early game unless they go for an all-in push with rifleman ground stuff. But I rarely see that work, honestly. I mean, it mostly fails, and it's very difficult to transition to anything else. So, but apart from that, I mean, human is still super flexible. And
So do you think human is because of this upgrade thingy, so they can harvest 30 lumber on each worker once they upgraded the lumber harvesting?
yeah, I think so. I think that really. I guess it depends, right? Because I mean, human, it feels for me as if you can hit human very hard on lumber early on, especially humans that invest into towers early, and then like a human that plays a very clean style, like someone like Noex is very, like if he plays well, I know it's was very difficult to beat, even if you went for lumber stuff all in, because he went for very pure style usually early on and wasn't requiring as much lumber as other orcs, but as other human players. But if you have a human that goes for, like, tries to get all the production buildings up early on, like workshops, griffin aviaries, and upgrades, and some towers, then like you can't afford it without a shredder early on. Yeah. But I mean, you're right.
They're hitting each other's buildings in the meantime.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. I mean, also as Elf, if on Silver Pine, for example, if I don't get the shredder, I definitely run into lumber issues too if I want to play Chippo, which is one of the maps where Chippo can work, unlike like Anarchy Castle, for example, where I think it's really, like, it doesn't work early on. Like, you can play Chippo, but on a map like Silver Pine Forest, I think it works. But it's really tricky to pull it off without a shredder, because you usually get attacked quite quickly, and the distances are not as big, so it's tricky if you don't get it. But unlike Orc, you can still survive. If as Orc on Silver Pine Forest you don't get the shredder early, you're at a very, very dark spot.
True. Yeah, but if you have a situation where every player doesn't have a shredder, I think it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
As Orc, you just need a few more peons, and you need to commit into an army that's not so lumber dependent. So
yeah, true.
Probably like try to skip on Wyvern, just go for bats. Try to skip on 1 or 2 casters, just go for 1 master caster. For example, only Spirit Walkers for the start, and then get Torrents and get bats, and that works.
Yep.
So, yeah, that should be like an outlook for the next seasons, in the hope that they are coming for the seedings, so that we maybe will see a little bit more diverse games, because in the current impression I'm having out of this year of FFA, especially that season of Team Battle Deluxe 1, it's pretty one-dimensional. Many things we are seeing are repetitive. I don't see so many. I think 1 or 2 years ago everything was a little bit more innovative. It felt more innovative.
Maybe, but also we don't have as many active players. So even if teams have 7 players, it like a player like Leluaami played a lot of games.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's because of the players, and of course players that are I think it's strong players that play FFA for a long time that are maybe innovating the most still. I think for new players it's mostly about, like, you're not going to innovate as much in the first couple of years, I guess. So and it's not, I mean, it's not easy to reinvent stuff, but yeah, I mean, also the recent patches, I guess, were good for FFA in general, but they did not help to invent new stuff. I still would like to see more influence by, like, this new charm item. I think has a lot of potential. So I think that's some cool stuff for late game, but it's not something that you could call an invention for early game. Like Tinker, for example, which was rarely played before, and since they buffed it and the rockets, it's like I think one of the best heroes for Elf. So, and that kind of invention you usually don't see unless there's some sort of buff. And in the meantime, I'm really bad at multitasking. While we talk, Teal lost all his buildings, and I totally
has like 2 buildings left.
yeah, I followed with the camera all the time, but I totally didn't get that he lost all his buildings. So he's down to 1 tree of life here, 1 tree of life there, a couple of wisps.
Who has this 1 tree of life? And he has like buildings running all over
one
the map.
one moonwell there, and yeah, some ancients.
This is funny, because each of those players actually has a big army. They have no buildings, but each player has a big army.
Yeah, Teal is 87 of 30, 75 of 40 for pink, and blue is 74 of 20. So 20, 30, 40 supply limit, and above 70 supply armies, which is really fun. Like, rare to see 3 players with armies and supply blocked that hard.
And no, like,
Yeah.
only very few basic buildings.
And I personally hate it. Like, once you just don't get your heroes back if you lose them in a fight. So actually interesting that they are going to take a fight here, as it seems.
Oh no! He moved his DH.
DH, ooh, DH.
He was stepping him, but he moved him. That was a misclick.
And now it's, I mean, Teal has the biggest army, so let's see, is he going to pull this off?
What the? I don't understand what Pink is doing here.
He wants the bear, I guess, and see if Pink is taverning. Oh, and the Tree of Life was found by Teal.
Yeah.
And also the Moonwell, so that's it for... Oh, okay, there's one engine of wind here, but I'm not sure how...
He has 2 more minutes to lame against Pink, but Blue is for sure out of this game.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if the Fairy Dragons hidden by Teal in the bottom right can really be a big influencing factor. Oh, but the Hippos are moving south. Oh, the Chimeras! He scouted them. This is so bad. Uh-oh.
The lamer gets punished.
This is so painful. Like, that's why it can be a big disadvantage to hide them across the map from all your other units. And I mean, especially if you have hippos, and he has some hippos, you definitely don't want your cameras to be alone.
This is so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so Blue just uses his last 2 minutes to get rid of buildings of Pink.
Yeah. I mean, Pink has... I mean, I still... Yeah, I guess Teal is the one in the best spot here. He has... Yeah, I guess he's in a good spot. He has a lot of gold, some wisps left, and he's not getting attacked by Blue here.
Go peace, noob. No, he doesn't care. I think Pink is Leluaami. Like,
Yeah, he is. So players are Trunks, Leluaami, and Eshan.
Ah, Eshan. So not.
Yeah, the Fairy Dragons can be very, very, very nice in this situation. Just for scouting, they don't get killed as quickly, and
He's revealed. So
Yeah.
give Trunks 1 more minute. He should be out.
yeah, let's see, is there anything left for Pink to kill it? Yeah, that's his, I guess Pink took it a bit too far. I'm not sure if Pink had not chased Blue there, maybe Blue would have been willing to, maybe Trunks would have been willing to peace. But yeah, now...
Yeah, he's suicide. That's funny. Clowns.
GG, and that's the last building for Trunks here. A bit of a disappointing end here, I think. I mean, Trunks had nothing to lose, I guess, but losing his nerves here, and
Losing his nerves is like the most correct thing.
and that's it. One more win for the Risen 5 team, which is, I think, are they 6 players? I don't know, whatever. And yeah, nice win here against for Eshan against Trunks, Leluaami, and OnlyLuck. So how long did it last? 1 hour 49. Good time for, like, I think good duration for an FFA match. And we will have one last match tomorrow, a random hero match on Fountain of Manip, which will be the concluding match for this event. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I guess we might stream tomorrow, and if not, then Happy New Year, and thanks for joining me, Ina.
Yeah, thank you. Happy New Year. Have a good Rutsch to every German guy, and thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, bye bye.